The boy accused was playing with a 7-year-old boy in his bedroom when his step...
Oh! No. Wait. Playing with them as in like they were playing like with toys, right? They were playing like, you know, with Woody, Buzz Lightyear, you know, pew 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 action figures, right?
She investigated, only to find the 11-year-old her stepson. The defendant...
10 youngest kids who were sentenced to prison. Okay. Roller coaster. Yep.
Kids can be pretty awful, but these tykes take bad girl and bad boy to a...
Whoa, bro. Why are you looking at me like that, bro? I'm scared already.
A whole other level. Check out our top 10 most horrible crimes committed by children.
Okay, let's see them. I'm expecting to see death, murder. You know what? Let me not say those words, bro. But you know what I'm expecting. The bathtub girls. Sounds kind of weird.
Aren't Canadians supposed to be nice? I guess Sandra and Beth Anderson of Mississauga, Ontario are the exception.
Who the hell ever said Canadians are supposed to be nice, bro?
2003, the sisters, who were 15 and 16 at the time, were charged for murder when they killed their mother by feeding her copious amounts of Tylenol and booze, and then...
You guys drunk your mom? What? Whoa, what a way to start the video. Okay, yeah. Wow. That's how we're started off. With Tylenol and alcohol. That's a combination that can kill you?
In a bathtub. The girls actually got away with it for about a year, until their neighbor came forward with evidence that this wasn't an accidental death.
How do you get away with that, bro? What the hell, bro? Also, can I get the motivation, bro? Like, did their mom, like, accidentally, like, touch them in their sleep or something, bro? Like, is there something that I'm missing? Why did y'all go out of your way to do that to your mom, bro?
Previously planned and thoroughly thought out murder. If you listen to the 911 call that they made as a way to stage the incident as accidental, you'll hear the operator telling them to give CPR, but the girls aren't following through. By the time the ambulance arrived, she was dead.
Damn.
Apparently, the two girls were fed up with their mom, who worked 2 jobs and struggled with alcoholism, being unable to give them the expensive things they wanted.
Are you? Oh, hell nah. Give them the highest level of freaking law ever, bro. Put them in jail for 2 life sentences if you have to. Then they get reincarnated as a slime, and then they get in jail
again, bro.
Because they couldn't afford rich, fancy Chanel. I want makeup, I want food, I want this, I want travel. I want to go to Dubai. No, bro, no. They deserve life in jail, bro.
Later, that their internet search history showed research on how much money you would get if your mom died. They discovered they'd each get $68,000, which they could put toward their wishes, like a European vacation, a marijuana...
Wait, where do you get that if your mom dies? 68,000? Is that a Canadian thing, bro? I guess we are all going to... No, not making that joke. No. That's messed up.
On a farm and a nice house. After they gave their mom the codeine-spiked marijuana farm and a nice house. After they gave their mom the codeine-spiked beverage, they alerted their peers on social media about the process of the murder, to which one of their twisted friends responded, "Good luck, wear gloves."
Damn.
Most of their friends agreed to keep it a secret, but Beth, the youngest of the two, kept bragging about how she killed her mom at parties.
Bro, y'all killed your mom. Your friends are in on it. Nobody catches you for a year. How, bro? You guys are extremely lazy, extremely clumsy, bro. You're leaving evidence everywhere, bro. I refuse to believe it, bro.
In school events. This led to the police approaching one of her friends to wear a wire to record her confessing. The girl spent 4 years in jail before being let off early on parole. They have new names and completely new lives.
4 years for murdering their mom? Whoa, let me get this straight. They kill their mom. They get 4 years in jail, and then they get $68,000 each, and then what? Now what, bro? 4 years for murder. Canada, what is going on? Brief intermission. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure you smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. Thank you very much.
There was even a movie called Perfect Sisters depicting their story. Let's hope that they're not getting any profits from the ticket sales.
Oh my God, bro. The youngest offender in the country.
7-year-old boy from Britain, whose name can't be mentioned due to legal purposes, is serving a custodial sentence for his multiple counts of misconduct. The boy pleaded guilty for the same boy 15 times.
15 times? You touched another kid 15 times as a kid. You are a kid who touched another kid 15 times. How do you even know how to do that, bro? Bro, what?
Charges of inappropriate sexual touching. Reports say that on May 29, 2016, the boy accused was playing with a 7-year-old boy in his bedroom when his step...
Oh! No. Wait. Playing with them as in like they were playing like with toys, right? They were playing like, you know, with Woody, Buzz Lightyear, you know, pew 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 action figures, right? Yeah, right?
Mother heard whispering over the baby monitor. Suspicious as to what could possibly be going on, she investigated, only to find the 11-year-old her stepson. The defendant immediately said, "I'm sorry, I don't know why I did it." The victim told the police...
What do you even do, bro? You walk into your home, you think your 2 sons are having fun, you know, playing toys, and then you come home, and then they're touching the other one. No!
That he had been every single time they played together and was told to keep it a secret.
Oh!
The defendant was put on bail, after which he touched a disabled 11-year-old boy over his trousers. When he was...
Oh my god, it's only getting worse, An 11-year-old disabled boy, huh?
Accused a second time, the boy again showed remorse and seemed sorry for what he had done.
No, I don't care, bro. I don't care how old you were, I don't care what... That sounds crazy, out of context. Do not clip that out of context, please. I don't care how old you were. I don't care if you're sorry, you're going to jail for life, bro. Even if you're freaking 10 years old, man. No. Y'all are gonna blame the parents. Of course, the parents are at fault too, but bro, as a kid, you can't be doing that.
Said that he too was child and was still working through that.
Oh.
As of right now, he's the youngest offender in Britain. You kind of feel sorry for him, but he really needs to pay for his actions.
Damn. I mean, yeah, damn. You do really feel sorry for him, and like he learned that, that's how he learned it. Okay, realistically, bro, he is not gonna get a life sentence or whatever like that. I don't know what they're gonna do. They give him prison time or they give him therapy. I don't know, bro. Let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think that should be the punishment of this kid? Obviously, he violated, but he got violated too, and that's where he learned it. So obviously, the parents are gonna be the biggest people at fault, or the people who did, touch him or whatever. I'm curious what you guys think. Brenda Spencer, who's this?
Every teenager hates Mondays, but 16-year-old Brenda Spencer apparently hated them enough to end lives.
What? You hated Mondays, so you killed somebody? What type of logic is that?
About 8:30 in the morning on a Monday in 1979, Brenda had the hunch to kill. The elementary school across from her house was just going into session with kids getting dropped off by their parents. She took a few shots from her sniper, which her dad gifted her for her birthday, complete with 400 rounds of ammunition. She shot at a couple of kids, wounding them. It took a couple of seconds before the adults on campus knew what was happening. The school's principal, Burton Ragg, ran outside, helping terrified children into the school. Him and the school's custodian, Mike Sakar, were unfortunately shot dead in a frenzy. Miss Spencer ended up killing 2 people and wounding 9 others, and was charged with 2 counts of murder. Her attorney tried to get her off on a plea of...
I don't understand, bro. She was upset about school Monday, so she take it out on other kids and takes their lives, bro. What is the logic behind these school snipers, man? Something we will never know, bro.
Sanity, but that didn't work, and she's now serving 25 to life. People claim that her parents' divorce was the cause of her misconduct. They said that something died in her after the split, especially...
What? Yeah, no, what type of excuse is that? That's one of the top 5 worst excuses I've ever heard, bro. I've heard people say insanity, things like that, but your parents' divorce, something died inside of you, so you kill other people? Don't raise baby right now, bro. This is not gonna work.
Since her and her siblings were sent to live with their distant abusive father, she started to become interested in guns and metal bands like Alice Cooper. Brenda was given a parole hearing in 2005, but was unfortunately denied. She said in a TV interview that she was high on angel dust and pot when she committed the crime.
What is angel dust? Angel dust that?
What?
Pot? That's not gonna freaking kill a bunch of people, bro. One thing I will say though, bro, yo, dads, moms, parents, why are y'all gifting kids guns, bro? Why are kids touching guns? Why are they having guns anywhere, bro? My kid's not gonna have a gun ever, anytime, ever, nothing, bro, no.
But the toxicology reports say otherwise. She'll get another hearing in 2019 for potential parole. It's no surprise that she blames herself for the recent school shootings, considering she orchestrated one of the first ones in recent history.
The Xbox Underground, huh? What's that?
It's a bit of an odd career choice. 4 teenage Xbox players had their goals in sight as becoming professional hackers when they managed to hack into Microsoft, Epic Games, Valve, Zombie Studios, and the US Army.
Okay, never mind. Yo, they low-key already are professional hackers, but they said that as if that was like a job title or something, bro. You guys are already pros.
The 4 boys from various parts of the US and Canada managed to connect through their gaming networks online. The team allegedly used SQL injections as well as stolen passwords and usernames. The theft included software related to Microsoft's Xbox One gaming console and the Xbox Live gaming system. They also somehow swiped files containing data for unreleased games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Gears of War. What's really crazy though is that they also hacked into the US Army's databases and stole their helicopter pilot training software.
What?
The total property stolen is estimated to be between $100 and $200 million.
God damn, yo, low-key, bro, if you hack that, why not just retire right there, bro? That's one thing with hackers, bro. I hope all hackers are just good people morally, bro, because, bro, if they hack you, they might see, your pictures of your dick, the most random things you have, your passwords, your money, everything could be cooked.
Boys were caught at the border when David Pecora, the Canadian of the bunch, and his dad were taking a trip to the States. He was taken into custody by the border guards and was told that it'll be a long time before he gets to return to Canada. The 4 boys will face up to 5 years in prison.
5? That's it? Wow, bro. Eric Miller.
Eric Miller, a chubby, nerdish kid from New York State, was only 13 when he killed 4-year-old Derek Robbie out in the woods on August. Oh
my gosh, bro. I like how they described him as a freaking chubby ginger kid, and then like, oh yeah, he killed another kid, bro.
August 2nd, 1993, the young defendant was out on his bike when he came across Derek, walking by himself to a nearby summer camp. Eric managed to lure him into the woods, where he tortured and killed him. He dropped 2 large rocks on the 4-year-old's head and then strangled him to death.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, why is it so gruesome, bro? Why? How do you even know how to do that, bro? Damn.
And stuck a stick up the child's rear opening in an attempt to bash his heart so it'll stop beating. He then took out a red Kool-Aid drink from Derek's bag and poured it onto his wounds. Eric came home that day.
Wait, what? Kool-Aid on his wounds? What's that supposed to do?
Totally calm, as if nothing had happened. The police eventually found out though, and on August 16th of the following year, Eric was charged with second-degree murder and sentenced to the maximum term for juveniles at the time. term, which was 9 years to life. Eric has been given a parole hearing every 2 years, but hasn't been let out since. When asked by the judge why he did it, he said because instead of me being hurt, I was hurting someone else.
What type of logic is that, bro? Yo, this ginger kid has seen some things in his life. I don't even know what to say. Does his parents like touch him as a kid, or did they like freaking put their hands on him? Like what, bro? Amarjeet Sada. Is it India?
Amarjeet Sada of India killed probably more people than the average serial killer, and he's only 8. This is hard to believe, but this killer's second victim was his own sister, and his parents ended up covering it up in order to protect their son's freedoms.
What? Oh, I've heard of this dude before. I remember, actually. No, he killed other people in his family too, bro. Like his niece or something like that. I've said this before, bro. Your parents hiding your crime, your killing. What makes you think they're not gonna kill you? Genuinely. His freedom, he doesn't need to be free. Put this thug in jail, in the prison for the rest of his life, bro. Get him out of the streets.
Third victim was a 6-month-old baby, whom he took from a neighboring house and then bashed with a brick until the baby stopped breathing.
Oh my
Police
God.
eventually connected the boy's recent killing with the killing of his own sister. When he was asked why he did these gruesome things, he simply smiled and asked for a cookie.
What? Yo, how deranged do you have to be mentally? I killed my sister. Can I have a chocolate chip cookie, please?
Parents said that he doesn't understand right from wrong. A psychologist discovered that Amarjeet had a chemical imbalance in his brain that caused him to express conduct disorder, which is a mental disorder where the sufferer doesn't understand morals. The data is foggy, but he allegedly spent about 3 years in either a prison or a mental institution. He's now reportedly a free agent, walking around with a new name and identity.
Bro, at any point, he could strike again. Amarjeet, bro. Everybody watch out. Daniel Bartlam, whoever this is.
One British teen did the unthinkable. At only 15 years old, Daniel Bartlam killed his own mother in a gruesome horror movie-like display. The whole thing was spurred on by a fight they were having at home. She called him a freak, and then something came over Daniel, and he began to hit his mother with a hammer,
Oh my God, bro.
in her skull. He then wrapped her in paper, covered her in gasoline, and set her on fire.
Oh my gosh. Yo. What type of fight do you have to get in? I don't care if your mom calls you a freak, the freaking hard R, the C slur for Asian people. It don't matter, man. Why are you doing this, bro? This is actually just sad, bro. I don't even know what to say, bro. Rest in peace to all the victims.
He initially claimed that an intruder came in and killed his mother, but the police found a written-out soap opera plot on his computer that describes a killer bashing someone in with a hammer and then leaving them on the train tracks to die.
Damn.
It was also discovered that Daniel watched the film Saw just hours before killing his mother. At the hearing, Daniel claimed—
Bro was inspired by a horror movie to kill his mom, bro. This is why the media, all that stuff, keep your kids away from it, low-key, bro.
that there were voices in his head that were telling him to kill, and that he was having visions of doing these things against his will.
Sure, buddy, sure. That's what they all say when they do this, try to get out of a crime, bro. Mary Bell.
Mary Bell was born in 1957 into a poor Liverpool family. She wasn't exactly raised properly. Her mother was a prostitute who was an alcoholic and rarely ever home. Reports say that her mother would often force Mary into prostitution even though she was just a young girl.
Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, bro. At this point, I'm not gonna lie, sounds like justified killing.
She also tried to kill her daughter multiple times. Mary was a rambunctious, troubled little kid. She oftentimes would do things like burn kids in her class with cigarettes or hold them down and fill their mouths with sand. Mary's first official killing was when she strangled 4-year-old Martin Brown in an abandoned house.
What the? Yo, this is all the fault of her parents, bro.
Same summer, Brian Howe was found in a garbage dump with an M carved on his chest, which seemingly stands for Mary. This wasn't enough.
Is this where that Bloody Mary stuff comes from or no?
Enough to spur on a full-on investigation, though, and it wasn't until Mary and her partner in crime, Norma, left confession notes at a nearby nursery that they were brought in for questioning. When the detectives saw Mary's gleeful reaction to Brian being taken out of his family's home in a casket, he knew that she was to be locked up indefinitely. Mary served 12 years in jail and was released at 23. She's now living in England under a fake name.
Damn, bro, damn. Youngest killer in Saudi Arabia.
One of the youngest killers in history, a 4-year-old boy from Saudi Arabia allegedly gunned down his father with his dad's own pistol when he found out his parents weren't buying him a PlayStation. The dad was apparently undressing and put the weapon down for a brief moment when the kid picked it up and started firing.
A PlayStation, bro? This kid has never been told no in his life, bro. You could tell, bro. There's been times where I don't get a new nothing for the year, bro. I was playing PS4, PS3 for years upon years, bro. Ain't no PS5 until, recently.
Saudi Arabia has dubbed this kid the country's youngest killer. This might be a warning for parents to hold off buying your kids video games, because it could potentially lead to them reenacting that behavior.
Or if anything, buy them the game for your own safety, right?
Especially when that game contains violence.
Teenage Utah killer.
A 15-year-old from Utah allegedly killed his 2 younger brothers with a knife. The boy had a history of acting out. He ran away from home for about a year. Despite his troubled disposition, neighbors of the family claimed that his parents were very loving and attentive. The family had adopted 2 children into the family, and these were the 2 brothers who were eventually The bodies of the victims were found on the floor of the family home when the mom and dad were returning from a dance recital. The teen was found miles away from the house, where he was eventually arrested and taken into custody by the police. What's odd about the case is that the perpetrator wasn't raised in a poor family or abusive household. Something inside him just snapped.
What?
So there you go. Our top.
Bro, this video is just incredibly sad overall, bro. Rest in peace to all the victims. Rest in peace to all the kids who passed away, bro. A lot of these kids, you know, they're mentally messed up. And then a lot of the other kids had no reason. And then some of those kids, you know, they were victims of different things from their parents that caused them to lash out on other kids, bro. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Join us in the description. Make sure you leave me any new videos or me check out in the Discord or the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, the main channel in the description, and follow the IG also in the description. Have a great rest of your day. It's Love Hello. I love you, and I'm out.